The story picks back up at Star Labs, where we see Cyborg on an operating table surrounded by his father, Batman, and Catwoman, who are trying to assess his damages and also the threat that the crime syndicate are causing on this new Earth. And as they are talking, they overhear the news where Batman hears Nightwing has been captured and his identity is revealed as Richard Grayson, which sends Batman into a panic mode, pitting everything else aside and planning to rescue him as fast as he can, with him telling Catwoman, "I need to find Nightwing," and with Catwoman saying after they broadcast his identity, this Grayson person is probably already dead, but Batman simply saying, "We don't know that," and with Catwoman being confused saying, "Who is he?" and Batman saying nothing more than he's a friend. We then see Lex Luthor and his Bizarro clone of Superman salvaging what tech they can, a satellite and homing beacon it seems, where Lex taps into it and sees a fight going on between Ultraman and Black Adam, who as it seems are evenly matched, and the fight began because Ultraman wanted complete control over Earth, which includes Kahndaq, who Black Adam is a protector over. So with this, Black Adam uses his trump card, striking Ultraman in the back, seemingly with no effect, with Ultraman saying, "You're trying to hurt me with words? No more words from you," before grabbing him by the mouth and cracking his jaw, sending him sinking into the water. But as the battle is over, Ultraman is surprised to see he is hurt, as blood runs down his nose, before he flies off to find Metallo, as Ultraman is like Superman, except sunlight hurts him and he powers up through kryptonite. And Lex even makes a comment about this, saying he's avoiding flying in direct sunlight. And seeing another potential ally in Black Adam, he tells Bizarro to churn the waters. So Bizarro, using his heat breath, starts boiling the ocean. But we then see a figure emerge from it, and it's none other than Black Manta, carrying Black Adam's body. And then out of nowhere from the warehouse near them, we see Captain Cold come out, saying, "I refuse to join the Syndicate's society." And with this, we see a new team forming, one full of villains, with Lex as their leader, to try and save the world from this crime syndicate. Shifting back over to Batman and Catwoman, we see her blindfolded. And as Batman takes off her blindfold, he says, "I'm taking you somewhere few people have been, Catwoman. The less you know about its exact location, the better. There are secrets about me you're safer not knowing." Before she opens her eyes and sees the Batcave in all of its full glory. And with them here to try and recoup and regather themselves with more weaponry and tech that can aid them. But as they keep on going through the cave, Batman shows Catwoman his infamous contingency plan, where he keeps weaknesses and ways to defeat varying League members, even ones he considers friends and allies. A small kryptonite ring for Superman, a Sinestro corpse Yellow Lantern ring for Green Lantern, a lightning rod from the future for the Flash, a mother box for Cyborg. He doesn't bother opening the Aquaman case, and the Wonder Woman's is literally empty. But as this is going on and Batman parades through the Batcave, we see Grid slowly keeping a track on them and watching his every move. Moving back over to this newly formed team, we see Lex Luthor trying to resuscitate Black Adam and wake him up, and Lex talking over to them. Even though these new villains seem unstoppable, he's battled enough heroes and villains alike to know even the strongest among them have weaknesses they can exploit. So then they set off to find said weaknesses and what they can use to turn the tide. We then see them in the sewers, and as they make their way through, they get to their destination, which is right under Wayne Enterprises, as they plan to break in to gather whatever tech they can to aid themselves. And as Bizarro and Black Adam break through the floor and the rest of the team climbs up, they see none other than Batman and Catwoman, having the same idea as them to gather tech to aid them, and with Batman and Lex simply just acknowledging each other, before Batman instinctively throws smoke bombs to clear the area. But he had a device in his hand, which seemed to be a mother box, which they were at Wayne Tech to try to figure out how to turn it on, as the mother box will allow them to teleport anywhere, anytime. And as the new supervillain team is rightfully confused, thinking the entire Justice League was dead, suddenly there's an explosion of a green light, and we see Power Ring, one of the members of the crime syndicate with various villains behind them, as he has tracked them down and ready to take them in or kill them. And as a three-way battle starts with 3 different teams, we see Power Man, the first one to make a move towards Batman, saying, "What? He's alive? Quick, kill him." And with Catwoman panic, saying, "What do we do?" Batman simply says, "We fight fire with fire," before putting on a strange ring, telling the green villain, "Beware your power, time to beware mine," before we see Batman transformed with a temporary power-up into a yellow lantern, which is a sick design, before firing a yellow construct. But Power Ring returns in tandem, firing snakes. And unfortunately for Batman, the yellow lantern ring approaches 0% in power before one of the snakes grabs the ring off Batman's finger, giving it back to Power Ring as he crushes it, ending this temporary power-up. Before suddenly another explosion goes off, this time in yellow light, before we see Sinestro himself appear. seemingly called and averted his attention to the activation of a yellow ring. And as Power Ring was the one to actually destroy the yellow ring, he is Sinestro's first target. As we then see Power Ring running scared through the sewers, trying to escape and evade Sinestro, but it's futile as Sinestro just immediately catches up. And as he makes a bull-like construct, Power Ring has finally had enough and decides to actually fight back instead of being scared. But unfortunately for him, sees he is outmatched, as Sinestro gets him in a chokehold, saying enough of this, enough of you, as he literally severs his arm using a blade he created, causing the ring to detach from the host's finger to scan and search for a new viable host. And as Power Ring lays there bleeding out, in his final words, all he says is, "The ring, it's finally gone. Thank you," as he looks at Sinestro, and Sinestro saying nothing more than "You're welcome," as he uses his yellow ring to finish him off and turn him into bone and ash.